Hi, welcome to the Sax Hack. My rescue baritone is playing great. One of the issues I'm having though is that my fingers are really little. I have little fingers for a guitar player or for anybody. And, the baritone keys are spread pretty far apart. And what happens a lot when I play is that I totally miss the G sharp key. I reach for it and then my finger goes like this. So, I don't really want to bend that key, although I suppose I could maybe bend it a little. But what I think I'm going to do instead is make sort of a key extender using this stuff, Sugru. It's moldable glue. And I know I'm not the first person to suggest this online, but I'm going to show you the process. It comes in these little packets, and I don't know, it's a little expensive maybe. I mean, 20 bucks or something for 2 or 3 of these. I used them on my other saxophones as well. I did the same thing with my Conn New Wonder tenor on the G sharp key because it was a real small, kind of awkward key. And then I have a Martin Troubadour alto sax with just 2 side keys. It's kind of an interesting design, but when I was playing it, I kept kind of missing the side E key, so I put some Sugru on there to extend it and make it easier to hit. You know, like newer horns often have curved side keys like that, and vintage horns are often straight across, so Sugru kind of makes them a little more curved. All right, getting this out of the package is the hardest part of this job. So it comes wrapped in plastic. It looks like a little nicotine pouch or something. So what you have to do in order to use this is knead it. And you gotta kind of, I don't know, I think it might help to activate it, but it also makes it more moldable. So it's got the consistency of silly putty or something. So I think it comes in a bunch of different colors too. Not sure why it shows black, but alrighty. So when I put this on the side key, it sticks pretty well, but I don't want to just put it on the top. I sort of want to wrap it around the key just to make sure that it holds well. So, alright, I'm just going to use this whole thing on here because I want that to be nice and big. I want to put it all the way around this thing. So, let's see. Of course, I don't want it to get in the way of the other keys, but I do want it to go all the way around and under. Let me give you a better look at that. All right, I'm going to play with this a little, and then I'll give you a close-up. Okay, y'all, here it is. I just tore up the box, and I used this as a spacer. I slid it in here to make sure that this wouldn't be touching my other side keys. And I can clearly see light through there, and it's not going to touch anywhere. This stuff is really kind of soft, and so if you just touch it, you leave fingerprints on it. And so if you want a smooth finish, what you have to do is kind of burnish it. After you get it in place, You can either rub it with your finger, or I use that little piece of cardboard from the box. But you want it to be nice and smooth like that. And that's going to work really good. It's hard to believe that this stuff will get hard enough to really work, but I did it on my tenor, and I'll show you that because that one's nice and hard, and I've been using that for months now. Ding, ding. That should be easier for me to reach. Now, this stuff dries pretty slowly. I probably don't want to really give this a good workout for 2 days, but I'll probably just see how it's doing tomorrow. So you can see I kind of wrapped it all the way around the key, and I know that's going to hold really well on there. Nah, it might not look, cool, but lots of people use key risers on their side keys anyway, so it's not that different from that. It's going to work better for me, and it was a cheap fix, so I like it. It has the Sax Hack approval. Let me show you the tenor one, and I'll show you the troubadour too. Here we go. This here is my main axe. A 1921 Kahn New Wonder silver-plated tenor sax. I've owned this since 1978 when my daddy bought it for me when I was just coming out of high school and was going to join a rock and roll band. I love it to death. I kept thinking I would sell it and get a modern horn, and then I just could never sell it. Feels weird to play this after playing the baritone so much. Anyways, here is my Sugru side key on this. These New Wonders had such a little rounded G sharp key, and this thing is just right there, easy for me to touch, and it's hard. It might have a tiny bit of give to it, but it's definitely harder than rubber, and it totally does the job well. Yeah, I'll show you my troubadour next. Alrighty, here's my Martin troubadour. It's pretty, good shape too. I bought it from somebody who was selling it for someone else, said it hadn't been played in a long time, but to my surprise, the pads were good and it needed hardly any adjustment or work. So, here's the weird thing about the troubadour. There's just 2 side keys instead of 3. And this one does the work of 2 keys on most horns. This is the side B flat. But this one here works as the side C key. But it also works as a high E key. And like I say, when I was playing, I would reach for it like this and often slide past it. It was kind of little. So I put some Sugru on there, and that worked pretty well. So yeah, the Martin Troubadour. Kind of a cool horn. I don't know, I might sell it. I have 2 altos and I don't need them both. Sugru. Hi. It's the next day. It's been maybe a little more than 24 hours. And my Sugru key looks really good. Look at that. It's really smooth. It's just as easy as it was before to slide to the others, and then it definitely gives me more of a surface area to press down on. So yeah, I also finally got around to resoldering the little brace on top of the bow here. Like usual, I didn't do a super great solder job, but it's there. And I replaced a pad down here on the low E flat key. That pad was pretty shot, and it's working good.